Hello everyone, I'm Bill Creech. On behalf of my wife Sherry and all our families, we would like to welcome you to our Hill 70 Quantock Barn Burning Bull Sale, Saturday, February the 6th, right here at the ranch, 2021. We're just 10 miles north of Lloydminster. It's easy to get to. All the bulls will be here all through the whole month of January. If anybody wants to come take a look. We'll go for a little walk on this video right now and explain our bulls and how we do most of our plans. So come with us. The boys are going to handle a lot of it, and you'll enjoy the tour through the bulls.
We're filming the last kind of segment of this video and voicing some of this stuff here at about 4 o'clock on New Year's Eve, the 31st here. So a pretty good time to look back and think about the year. And for us, we're pretty thankful in agriculture that things have pretty much been the same for us inside these ranch gates. You know, we calved cows, we delivered bulls, we got cows out to grass, we pulled bulls, we brought calves home, you know, got them on feed, got, you know, things ready for the bull sale. And like I said, we're just really thankful to be involved in agriculture and ranching and getting to deal with some of the best people. That makes you know, everything that we do a lot of fun. So yeah, with that, 2020 has been a pretty interesting year, and away we go with the next one. You can count us in. No count in, we're just going.
Okay, we're just gonna run. Here, we're gonna start with these Hereford bulls. Nothing's changed. We always start with Hereford bulls. Have for 50 years, I guess.
51 now.
51, Ted says, well, that's good, yeah. This is an awesome set of Hereford bulls this year. You can watch the video, you get a pretty good idea what they look like. We kind of gone our own direction, and the boys will attest to that in the Hereford business. Done our own thing and just bred Hereford cattle the way we wanted them to look, and you know, made them so they work in the commercial trade. I don't know what
I think it helps. You know, we got cattle of all breeds. Everything's got to kind of fit in and work, and they got to fit in our environment and go out and work, and
yeah,
nothing special. They're all just cows. They just got to go out and get the job done. So
yeah, just because they're a different breed doesn't mean they're a different species by any means. So we're just trying to do the best job that we possibly can.
Yeah, and through all these British breeds that we have, they all kind of look the same. They're all built the same. They're all about the same size. You can crossbreed them very well, and you got no worries. You know, you're not going to change anything using Herefords or Angus in the way you have to manage them.
if you're going to do anything with a Hereford bull, I mean, you use a bull like this 725 on your screen, put them on Angus cows, you're going to put a bald face on them. This 604 bull is another very good bull. You're going to get probably £100 or $100 premium on any replacement females. You know, everybody talks about a baldy female and they lead every replacement female sale in the country, and this is a pretty good opportunity with this set of bulls to just jump into them and take advantage of what Herefords have to offer.
Yeah, we've really done a lot of selection pressure as far as pigment goes and body, and just trying to do, like we had said before, about making some quality Herefords that everybody can use, and like Connor had mentioned about making some replacement females, putting a white face on them, sure seems to throw an extra bit of premium and garner everybody a few extra dollars when they go to sell.
Yeah, and talking about, you know, it's not just replacement females. I mean, the steers off these guys aren't going to give you any trouble. There's lots of milk there, and the daughters of these bulls to give you 600+ pound weaning weights, and steers that are going to feed out well, and you know, if you have a pen of baldy steers, they're fancy, they're attractive, everybody gets excited about them. So I think there's lots of upside to these bulls. When
you watch this video, all these bulls are made the same. They're all about the same size, they're all made the same, and I get lots of guys asking me about Hereford bulls. Oh, I want to downsize, or I want to do this, or I want to do something else. Well, you know what? You can come here and they're all the same size. There's not a lot of variation. We don't have some big, tall, extreme ones and some other ones, eh? They all look the same. We've bred them to be the same. And you can, through 50 bulls, you'll find them all the same. And you know what? We don't trim feet. And I think that's the greatest thing in the world. We started doing that 30 years ago because we didn't have time. And it's strange how little twerks along the way have changed the way you manage things. But by not trimming the feet and not having time, it worked out to the best, and we found it was easier to put that cow or that bull on the truck going to a killing plant than it was to try fix them up for the sale.
Yeah, natural selection kind of takes its course over 51 years, and this is kind of the result to this point. So
yeah, and the other side of Hereford cattle, there's a lot of profitability in just having a cow that you don't have to be worried about that she's going to try climb over the fence as you're sorting cows or doing anything like that. We've all been there for that phone call to say you got cows out on a Friday night when you're off to the lake or doing whatever. To be honest, that doesn't happen very often with Hereford cattle. They are pretty low maintenance and pretty gentle. They are come as advertised when it comes to disposition.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun last couple of years. There's lots more young people getting into the cow business, and there's money in the cow business now that to match kind of how much fun the lifestyle is. But for people especially, I wouldn't say the older demographic, but people that are been around a little longer. Like Ted said, the temperament thing and the disposition, that's just an added bonus. I mean, they're good cattle and they're easy to be around and easy to work with. Most of these bulls, when we get up and go check pens every morning, it's kind of a struggle. You got to twist their tails and give them a slap on the back end to get them up and get them going, and that's a pretty good problem to have, I think. So.
Yeah, I don't run as fast as I used to, and I don't go over a fence as fast as I used to, and I sure as hell don't need any help getting over that fence. So, if you're looking for temperament, these Herefords are what you need.
Yeah. And going back to the pigment thing, that last bull there, you can see they're short-marked, red-necked. There's not a lot of feathers here, and that's just another thing on these calves. Keep them short-marked as you breed them to Angus females, and just put a bald face on them.
And Simmentals.
And Simmentals. And like Dad was talking about before, it's a nice thing. Herefords have kind of been left. A lot of guys haven't considered them for a long time. So there's a lot of hybrid vigor and heterosis here as these bulls take off. And I think that's something that's a pretty free lunch in the cow business that doesn't come around very often.
We've got a 60-40 finance program where you pay us 60% sale day or on delivery and 40% with a post-dated check for July 1st. It works good for us if it works good for you guys. Right here, I'd just like to say the boys rebuilt most of this summer. And these darn steel corrals, I do miss my old fire-killed rails.
Dad cracks a joke about them fire-killed rails, but I don't see many people complaining anymore around the yard about not having to put on slabs anymore or fixing up pens. It's been a lot easier since we've redone these corrals. Maybe Dad might argue with me a little bit, but...
I heard that these fire-killed rails, those guys making cabinets now want them.
Anyway, we're into these Red Angus bulls here now. We got an expanded offering of a few sire groups. There's some 809C sons. There's a lot of 818C sons. This will be the last set of these 933 sons here. This 122 is a son of him. There's just a lot of good bulls here. There's some 285Xs, this bull on the screen, and he's been a pretty consistent sire group all the way along. Anybody who's been to the sale over the last number of years can appreciate them. There's a lot more of these blockade 256Ds. He's a plus 14 calving E score. Take a look at them. They pretty much just do it all. This is an 809C son here, and I'll just let the other guys take over for a bit here talking about these bulls.
Yeah, we get guys ask us, look at our catalog, and they say, well, how do you breed cattle that got that much depth and that much round in them? It takes a lifetime. It takes a long time to do it, and you got to select the right bulls. And there's 80 of these bulls. They all look the same. They all got lots of body, and they really, for Red Angus, they've got lots of back end. And nothing worse than a Red Angus that you can put in a pickup truck and put him in there backwards in the stock racks, and he splits the air going to town.
It's been a few years since we've had a set of stock racks used around here, but...
That's probably how the first set of red heifer calves come here. I don't know, you'd have to ask Dad. But...
Yeah, they did in the old S1700.
Yeah. What year? When did you get?
Early 70s we started in Red Angus, and it was pretty humble beginnings. We started with blacks and then bought a few reds, and it's come a long ways. And we've just put a lot of selection pressure. We don't trim any feet again in these guys, and you can watch the video. They pretty much all look the same. Even the light birth weight heifer bulls in this offering still have some body in them.
Have a bit of jam, throw some muscle. They're not just meant to just spit out a calf the first year. You'll get a calf that'll get you few extra dollars when you go to sell. So
Yeah, but you'll still calve good.
They'll calve well, but there's lots of weaning weight and they get going, and there's, the replacement females. I think we actually kept, like, out of the C-Bar-T Quest Bull and the Ross Bull, there's probably more replacement females by them this year, or as many as any other breed. So if that doesn't say something as far as the quality of cattle that you can get, especially with calving ease built in, like Ted said, they're not throwaways by any stretch.
Yeah, here's another sale highlight out of the red bulls this year, that 105. This 244 bull is the son of our high seller a couple years ago that sold the white ranches. Done a lot of good for us. This would be the second year with sons in the sale. No, they've done really, really well. We like the way they've come along.
Just really sound, functional cattle, and they can get out, and that's the other thing. I mean, you look at these bulls as they walk out here, their briskets are loose, there's no fat deposits, they're sound, they're bloomy, they're nice cattle, and I would challenge anyone to find as much dimension in another set of Red Angus bulls around the country while their briskets aren't full and while they're not stuffed full of feed. These guys are built for the long haul, and we always kind of say their best days are in front of them. I mean, we don't want their best day to be on sale day. When these bulls get to be 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old at your place, they still got to look good, and they got to be sound, and they got to be.
So these bulls are developed very slowly that first winter, and then we take them and turn them out to grass all summer from, sometime in May, and they come back the end of October. And on rotational grazing, they're moved about, I don't know, maybe every 3 days. Ted kind of looks after all that. And there's lots of hot wires, and always a few problems with hot wires, but it's a great way to summer these bulls. They do very, very well. They're always on good pasture, and
keeps them honest.
Yeah, keeps them honest, and compensatory gain during the summer. And by the time they come back into the yard, end of October, 1st of November, they look good. And it's just a slow progress program from there till sale time. Just gently bring them along, and they're in ideal shape to sell and to buy. And you just need to come look at them, because I'm sold on them, and I know you sure as heck will be.
Yeah, I just don't know where you're going to find that consistent of a set of bulls where you can find 85 in one pen. So here's a great opportunity to get your bulls bought in one day, and just know you're coming from an honest source.
Our Beck's boyfriend Lane is going to chase these Red Angus Yearlings down now to us, and I guess we haven't really talked about it. You probably see Sid the dog and Lane and Ted on horseback here through these bulls. That's another thing that we try to make sure that these cattle are kind of exposed to everything, and you can be rest assured that when they get to your place that there's no surprises. They've seen quads and side-by-sides and trucks and kids and
Nobody
horses
yelling at each other, but none of that.
That never happens here, no. No, go ahead, sir.
These yearling bulls are all April-born bulls. Maybe struggle a little bit as we back our calving up with the age thing, but this is a heck of a set of yearling bulls. If you're looking for bulls to put on your heifers, these guys will work great. They all got lighter birth weights, but they still got lots of jam to them. We went out last fall and picked lighter birth weight, heavier calves.
Early born in April.
Earlier born, so that they'll work and semen test before we start delivering them. There's real honest value in these guys.
Yeah, as far as the value goes, I mean, this heifer thing this fall has been strong, and there's a pretty good chance here to have some pretty sleep easy, calving ease genetics that are, available, and decent volume too.
Yeah, there's, like we had said before, there may be only 15 of them, but as far as quality goes, we think we've done as good of a job we can. And as far as these 15 goes, in the past couple of years, I think it's the strongest set of Red yearlings that we've had in a while. Some sire groups highlighted in these are the C-Bar-T Quest bulls, the 6038 sons. There's a few blockades in here. And as far as calving ease bulls goes, those are some of the two of the best that we've had around in a while.
We like to keep our warranty pretty simple with these bulls. When you buy a Hill 70 bull, you can rest easy knowing that we have you covered, and you'll always have a bull to get your cows bred. We do offer our own in-house extended warranty on these bulls, and that's by far your cheapest option to just keep them, covered and warranted all the way through September 30th of the calendar year.
We're going to move on to these Black Angus 2-year-old bulls here. There's about 60 2-year-olds, a really good strong set. Bulls that really have some dimension to them and some hind quarter. They can get out and move. And these bulls are moderate frame, but they pack a lot of pounds. You won't have bulls in here that'll change, turn from a little short.
When you pull your bulls in the fall, they'll look like the same bulls you bought.
Yeah, that's right, Ted. That's right. They won't just grow and grow and grow and turn into a Chianina after you've had them for a while.
This would be the first year. This sale group, all these bulls were calved at Payton, Saskatchewan at our new ranch that we got from Donna Marie Ferguson that we purchased a few years back. So these guys were calved on pretty much a full section of ground and kind of turned loose, and they calve on their own. I was there to run through them every kind of second day. Like I'd said, pretty much just ranch cattle.
Weren't you?
I was doing my best, yeah.
Where the hell were you the rest of the time?
No, they're honest cattle again, and they're raised in the same competitive environment that everybody else is. These cows, we expect them to go out and graze swaths and graze corn and maintain themselves and look good, and breed back, within that kind of 365-day window, or move up even, calving season to calving season. And like Ted said, that's, the country's similar to here. It's probably a little sandier place than home, but they got to go out and be able to maintain themselves, and we can't just, live with these cows every day. We do our best to give them everything they need, but they got to be able to go out and do it on their own, and these black cows do.
With all our cows, we talk about feeding cows, but we don't feed cows anymore. We haven't for quite a few years. We just corn graze them, and whether we start in middle of November, we're usually done corn grazing by the 1st of April, and they're ready to start calving or pretty close. And it's the simplest way to keep a cow. And these cows don't really need to have a lot of human intervention, and they stay calm. And it really sorts out the ones that can handle it and the ones that can't handle it.
I think you can see that, talk about internal dimension or whatever you want to say. These bulls got rib shape. They're, wide set, wide bodied. There's a lot of muscle there. They're not just fed on.
Yep, that's right.
Just real performance-driven bulls that got the extra jam to them, and then are raised in a ranch environment. They're built to last. So.
Yeah, we run these cattle not very little different than most commercial places will run their cattle. It's not a purebred type place where they're locked in a little pen and got lots of feed stuffed at them. They run out in big pens out to the west of the yard until we bring them around the sale barn closer to sale time. But they get lots of exercise and they're on the move. And again, we don't trim any feet. If they need those feet trimmed, it's just like buying a new truck. Would you buy a new truck if you had to put tires on it? I don't think so. So we'll stand behind these bulls 100%.
There's a few new sire groups in these black bulls here for this year. There'll be some Rain Dance Sons.
Resources
as well. And then this will be the last year that we have some of these Innovation Sons as far as AI sires go. Here's this 24-34 bull. I think one that we will be near the very front of the pen or kind of lead off the sale. We're not quite sure yet, but we think a lot of that one.
And then you look at these bulls walking away, we talked about dimension and shape, and look over their tops. They're broad topped, and Lane's right there with them. We talked about temperament and everything, and much like these yearling bulls, they're pretty well broke to anything. So
I think Con had a bit of a colder day when he was videoing these bulls, so sorry about the snow on their back. Sid Ferguson did the best job he could to get them moving around as much as he could, but they were a little cold that day, I think.
Yeah, you can see the straw flying here. There's gale force winds coming from the west, so I apologize. Some of these bulls are kind of burying their heads as they walked I think to the west or whatever. It's hard to tell in the video here, but
there's a strong set of yearling black bulls, and they're born a little earlier, and so we don't pick over our yearlings, and our 2-year-olds are leftovers. This group of bulls is born earlier. They're made to sell as yearlings, and the other bulls are born later in April, and they are the ones that we will sell as 2-year-olds.
So there's the 1292D bull. He's got a few, more sons in the sale this year. I think he's got 15 or 16 sons.
He's right up there.
Yeah, he's done a tremendous job.
Really good job. He's an innovation son himself, and out of a really ideal kind of Angus cow. And then the Velocity bull, Bar H Velocity, he's actually got 25 sons in the sale this year. You'll see his blue tag sons here. Look to them. They're
Calving ease.
Absolutely calving ease, and we actually moved them onto cows because the calves were so good that we weren't ready to be done with them when he outgrew
too many
heifers.
heifers to run with heifers anymore.
Yeah.
So
we own Velocity with Red Angus and his family, and
At Banana Hill Farm
at
there.
Banana Hill, yeah. So he breeds cows there early, and that's what's produced some of these yearling bulls, and then he breeds cows for us later. Through his whole life, he's probably bred 60 to 80 cows every year, and he just does it and walks away, and if we could calve in a different season, he'd be ready for another 80.
Yeah, I think so. And gentle as can be. I mean, all these bulls, again, like we said, they're very easy to manage and very laid back. Nothing really phases them. There's the odd time a bit of racket when mom's running her dogs or anything, and these guys just stand at the feed bunk. It's business as usual, so they've pretty much seen it all. And
Yeah, like Con said, we try to expose them as much as to absolutely everything that we can, because whether these bulls are going to Fort St. John, BC, or they're going to Marion, Kansas, they kind of see a bit of everything. So we do the best job that we can. And there goes Lane and Sid Ferguson one more time moving bulls around.
So for as far as bull delivery goes, we start running a few routes here and right after the sale in February. And then after that, for the most part, people leave their bulls here on bull development. We start running those routes after the 1st of April. We get just about anywhere in Western Canada, and we can't get right to your yard, we'll get dang close. So we offer the best bull delivery option in the business. Be sure to give us a call whenever it works for you.
here comes our 2021 group of these Red Angus Simmental 2-year-old bulls. Again, this is a really, really nice set. You'll see our numbers. We got right around 20 of these bulls this year, and the quality is there through the whole pen. I don't know if there's one that doesn't really fit the bill. You can see this big bull here, 360. I mean, that's just the kind of bulls that they are. Tons of meat and muscle and length and dimension. And if you're going to use these bulls and you want to do something, you want another option for your Angus cows, but you're not really ready to go full Simmental or whatever your situation might be, these bulls will do a lot. They'll give you a little bit of extra jam, a few extra pounds when you go to sell them. And if you're backgrounding your own calves, this is a pretty nice alternative, yeah, combination of both worlds, because you're going to get, calve them like Angus, and they're, a little lower maintenance than a purebred Simmental. And then when it comes time to feed these cattle or, background them, they're going to respond when you put them on feed, and they can just get at her, and they got a little more horsepower, I'd say, than a purebred
And the biggest
Angus.
thing that we hear from customers every year is struggle to find Simmental bulls that can maintain structural integrity, that can get out and go, and you can keep a bull for 4 or 5 years. And that's kind of what we try to do with these Sim Angus bulls. They're built to last. Like we said with some of the other breeds, it's with the commercial cowman in mind. Feet and legs and structural integrity is kind of first priority for us when it comes to selecting Simmental bulls to make some of these Sim Angus bulls that we got in the sale every year. And watch them get out and go. These aren't your ordinary Sim Angus bulls or Simmental bulls you'll find around the country.
These guys never had their feet trimmed. And no, Teddy, you laugh about that. That's a big thing. I mean, if you don't have to trim feet, what the heck? Why would you buy problems?
Yeah, there's really not much downside out of these bulls. They calve well, they get out, they grow, they got, they're probably a frame score up on the average from
the Angus bulls. That's right.
From an Angus bull.
And that's what guys tell us they want in them. They want a little more length, a little more power in them.
A little more pounds.
Yeah, a little more pounds to put on. They don't want to change their Angus cows.
No.
And the world is all Angus, just about. So that's what they want to do. Same with these black bulls. They're just carbon copies of those red bulls, only in black hides. And these guys are black on both sides. So they're not
these bulls
half
are
red.
homo-polled and homo-black.
Homo-polled, homo-black. You're right, Ted. And so you're not going to get red calves by these guys. And if it is, it come from somewhere from a heck of a long ways back that we don't know where it got in there.
But it don't work that way. They're homozygous black and they're homozygous polled. So you breed them any way you want to any cow you want. You know, you're not going to get red calves and you're not going to get horns. And it's been a bit of a challenge to go out and find good black blaze-faced Simmental bulls that tick all those boxes. But you know, we're pretty disciplined, and it's not always cheap to go out and find those kind of bulls that work and fit the bill and do all that, but these are the result, and you're not going to find, you know, a bigger group of these in one shot one day.
A lot of these bulls here are produced out of first calf heifers too.
Yeah.
All of them out of the Wheatland sire bull there.
Yeah.
They're all out of first calvers.
Yeah, so there's calving ease in them. You don't have to worry about that, especially on mature cows. They won't calve in any different than your Angus. And they get up and they'll grow and you probably won't see a lot of difference in them for the first 30, 40, 60 days. As summer goes, that's when you start to see these calves just kind of slowly grow away.
Yeah, they'll grab a few gears and get going and take off.
Hybrid vigor definitely kicks in midway through the summer there. You can definitely notice a difference between your straight bred Angus calves versus some of these Sim Angus influenced calves that you might have.
As far as the calving, he's like Ted said, he calved this set over at Painting 2 years ago, and I don't know, I never heard him complain too much. He didn't squawk to me. Did he squawk to you?
No.
Yeah, so anyway, that's kind of where they were.
I'd just like to spend a little time talking to you about our Sight Unseen purchase program. It's something we've done for a long time and we're very proud of it. We do a good job and we do it right the first time. If you'll phone us and talk to us about bulls, we can help steer you in the right direction. We can give you some advice. If you'll leave us a budgeted price range to go by, we can usually hit the mark pretty good. We've done it for a long, long time. With all our Sight Unseens, you don't own them until they get to your yard and you say, yes, that's the bull for me, and then you can pay for them at that point in time. People can either leave orders, as we've done so many times in the past, or what's been popular for the last while is ringside telephones. And this year we've incorporated conference call bidding, which will let one moderator handle about 25 people on one line. So it just lets a whole lot more people access the sale and listen to the sale over the telephone. We've used it to buy bulls and it works very good. Consider our Sight Unseen program. It's one of the best there is. You won't have any regrets because we do it right. We've got lots of these big Charolais 2-year-olds this year. Slowly we expand our offering every year. Nearly 50 of these bulls. They're treated the same as the rest of them. They're grassed all summer, slowly backgrounded that first winter, and they're unquestionably sound. You might find bulls other places that carry a little more rig than these guys, but these are good, solid, sound Charolais bulls with some length that'll sire some performance. And you know, you won't have any trouble calving them. We calved a bunch of 3-year-olds that we run in the community pasture last year over at Painting, right beside our Angus cows.
Even a Dexter.
Yeah, even a Dexter. And you know what? They didn't give us, we helped one animal. And the rest of them just calved on their own, just like calving the Angus.
Yeah, if you're interested about that Dexter calf, we got her out in the background heifer pen if you don't believe us.
Anyway, we'll get on. But yeah, no, these bulls, I mean, they got some growth and some stretch, and like we said with the hybrid bulls there, their frame score up, you know, or 2 compared to everything else. So if you're looking to make buckskin calves and smoky calves and be at the front end of every pre-sort sale or have everybody fighting for them on team or DLMS, it's a pretty good way to do it. And there's enough of these bulls here, you know, 52-year-olds and 35 yearlings, that you're going to come here and be able to find good bulls all the way down the order, that you can do it without spending an arm and a leg and promising your firstborn. There's lots of good bulls here, and you look at this 209 bull here, you know, there's just lots of quality, lots of hair, you know, shape and dimension and everything. like I said before, there's lots of options in this pen.
Yeah, go look at the market reports on DLMS or Team, wherever, and it's consistent that a buckskin calf just gets you a few more dollars when you go to sell versus anything else. Ask the Laws boys at Provost or anybody.
Yeah. So there's a few red factor bulls in the 2-year-olds and in the yearlings. Those are all designated in the catalog. So if you're don't have a shot of one of these bulls, whether it be a red factor or any of the other bulls, or a video of them, just give us a call. You know, we can run out there with a cell phone, take a picture of them, take a short clip video, and send it to you.
Bill's got pretty tech savvy over the years, so there
Yeah,
couldn't be an issue
yeah.
anymore.
On the information superhighway.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe we'll just let these bulls run for a minute. I don't know.
Yeah, and the boys will tell me I shouldn't say this, but we don't trim their feet on these guys either. I mean, you just go ask where you buy your bulls if they trim their feet. And we talk about it a lot because we stand behind them and we breed them the right way and we manage them the right way so they're sound when they leave here.
Yeah, I heard from a few guys that they wouldn't throw away a good ranch horse just because of a bad foot, but I don't know if I just completely agree with that when it comes to bulls.
Yeah, I don't
so.
prescribe to that idea. They can find their way to Brooks pretty quick if they give us any trouble that way.
And most of these bulls look alike. You can put together packages of Charolais bulls that are pretty much the same build, same genotype, same phenotype. So it's a great place to come look at them, come buy them. We stand behind them 100%. If you do have troubles, you know, we just want to be the first one to get the phone call and we'll look after it.
Here comes these 35 yearling white bulls now. Again, this was a pretty cold day. Lane's got his hood pulled up. I remember this, and we didn't have wind yet at this point, but at least the sun was out. So anyway, yeah, a lot of quality, just like Dad said, through these guys and on our sight unseen thing and everything. You know, if you don't have access to a picture or video, if one of the bulls you're interested in isn't featured, just give us a shout. We got the picture pen still set up, and you know, either we do that or we run them, you know, just in the pen, and we can go out and get a picture or video and give you everything that you need. But just let us know, give us a shout. We are always got our phones on and the coffee pot's always on. We'd love to tour you through these guys.
Yeah, come any day, take a look. I see lots of people having a special day to come look. Well, every day's a special day here. You can come look to the whole month of January right up till sale day. Any day, just show up and we'll show you through the bulls.
Yeah.
These guys are produced in a cooperative arrangements with the Thurston family, and that's an ideal cooperative deal. It's been going for 25 years and there are just no glitches in it. It just works. They do a heck of a job on these bulls, and we have a bit of input on what bulls are using, but good solid cattle.
Yeah, we think alike too. I mean, I think you can see that through these bulls. There's a lot of quality here.
Yeah, like we had said before about putting some hair into them, some jams, some back end, just as far as some performance-driven Charolais bulls go, I don't think you'll be hard-pressed to find something that doesn't kind of fit what your operation is needing if you're using Charolais bulls, and you can probably just find them here. So.
Yeah.
And yearling bulls like this that aren't fed a high grain ration are hard to find. Everybody's taking these yearlings and just stuffing them as full as they can, trying to get as much weight gain as they can. We don't do that. We've been at this for 50-some years. We know better. Longevity is the best thing in these bulls. You spend a little money on them, you want them to last, and they will last.
Yeah, it's a big investment buying bulls, and we do everything that we can to make sure that you know, it's a sound investment for you, that these bulls are going to go out and work. And you know, as much as we like to see repeat customers, we don't want to have to see you here replacing these guys next year. We have a repeat buyer program that rebates you 3% of purchase price. As long as you bought bulls in the 2019 or 2020 sale, you're eligible, and it doesn't matter whether you bought 1 or whether you bought 20 or whether you plan to buy 1 or 20. It applies to everyone.
Here come these Red Angus Gelbvieh bulls. They're, I guess, called balancers now. We caught heck about that last year, but no, another big sire group of these bulls. Just as far as calving to wean, we don't have anything that competes with these any year. These things gain like crazy. They are easy doing, low maintenance cattle that can pack on pounds as fast as any.
Yeah, we're kind of undercover Gelbvieh men in our community pasture allotment. The females that we run there are Red Angus Gelbvieh females, and you know, we can attest to it. I'm fairly sold on the Red Angus Gelbvieh thing. It's pretty hard to make a female, you know, as sweet as those. Lots of milk and just very pretty, very tidy udders. You know, sound, and boy do they grow. There's lots of go there, and they giddy up and
yeah, and the
going.
ones we've kept, we breed them white, and the buckskin calves out of them, and they do a very good job. These bulls, you can use them on a great variation of cows. They've got enough performance, they'll calve good, and yet they grow. Probably Gelbvieh, with their maternal and their ease of handling, is one of the I don't know what the word
benefits,
is.
Yeah, big things about them.
They're that's a benefit, but they've maybe got left behind a little bit in all the crossbreeding plans. They don't get the credit that they should lots of times.
It was said one time that if you see a good one that's a red exotic, it's probably a Gelbvieh, and I think that's pretty true. I mean, these ones too, like you talk about, you know, just the benefit to you, like on a maternal standpoint, like these bulls, the early sexual maturity, I mean, quite often that these bulls are up around that 40 centimeter range for scrotal circumference at a year. And I mean, lots of females that are cycling at 9 and 10 months. So by the time, you know, you're ready to turn females out, these guys are ready to rock and roll. So we're going to get into these commercial females here. On the video, we only have bred females, and you'll see them here through the video. There are another 30 open females, and those are very good heifers. We just, at the time of the video, they're still running with everything else with their own coming replacement females. So they will be their sale day. We have a listing. If you're interested in those, just let us know. But I'll let Dad and Ted here talk about the quality of these heifers and how they're bred and what they're made up.
Yeah, like we said on the screen, they're bred to calving these Red Angus bulls. These are ones that we've used ourselves on our own commercial heifers that we run at other places. Low birth weight, you can sleep easy at night knowing that these ones are going to calve on their own. You know what? The guy who bought all of our Red Angus heifers last year bought one pen the year before and couldn't believe how well they turned out. So he bought the whole works from last year. So you can probably talk to him. He'd be as good of an example as any about repeat buyers and just knowing that he's very comfortable with what we're doing.
Yeah, and when we get into these heifer calves, we'll have some sets of calves from the Quantock Evergreen Farms, really top-end Simmental, Hereford heifer calves that are reputation cattle that sell well, work well. They're sired by our Hereford bulls, and you can rest assured they're darn good ones.
At any point through the month of January, if you want to stop in, the coffee's always on. The bulls are all here and on feed. We'd love to show you around. That's probably the easiest thing to get acquainted with these bulls before sale day. Sometimes they can get a little busy in the pens, so like I said, at any point through the month of January, if you'd like to stop in, let us know and we'll be here to look at bulls with you.
Thanks for taking the time to watch our bull sale video. You can go on our website at any time through the month of January or the first day of February to get updates on our bull sale. You can email us, go on Facebook, or if you don't use those, you can do the old-fashioned thing and just phone us on that 1-800 number. Better yet, stop at the ranch anytime, any day and take a look at the bulls.
Thanks for taking the time to watch our 2021 sale video. Everything is kind of laid out there for you. If you have any questions, just feel free to contact us at any time, any day. We'd sure be happy to hear from you. And like Dad and all of us have said a few times through the video, the coffee's always on. We'll probably find a bowl of soup and we'll look at bulls pretty easy. So
if we missed something that you guys, anybody was curious to see, we'd be more than happy to get pictures, videos, anything for you. Chit chat on the phone and just kind of see how life is. Or, like Dad said, coffee's always on, whether it's Con, my house, or Bill's. We're happy to have you around.
Love to see you all sale week and sale day.